If you understand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Elkhart Promise. Every student is known by name, challenged and supported by highly effective staff, and in partnership with the community will graduate career college ready and life ready.
Thank you, Kellen. If you would like to speak, you will have an opportunity at the end of the meeting. If you there's a Jordy on hold of that. There's a form, fill out that form. You have 3 minutes at the end of the meeting. You can speak on whatever topic. After each agenda item, I'll ask for questions or comments from the audience. You'll have an opportunity to speak then also. Up first are the consent items. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second? Is there any discussion?
Okay, so let's see. We had a $1,500 donation to Pierre Moran for their 21st Century Scholarship Night from the Community Foundation. $3,000 for the high school funds to help with snacks. That was from Laura and Billy. I'm going to probably say their name wrong, but Francato. $1,000 to the Basketball Girls High School Team Program from Obico. $500 for girls basketball from Arvis Dawson. $1,000 donated to the wrestling team from J.A. Wagner Construction. $1,000 for the wrestling program from Genesis Products. $10,000 donated from Patrick Industries for new carpet and teachers' lounges. $100 for the music department at Pierre Moran from Jeff Hemmerline. $1,000 to Pierre Moran again for the 21st Century Scholarship Night from the Tolson Center. And WSBT TV donated multiple items to secure a phenomenal looking news studio at our Elkhart Area Career Center. So thank you to every one of our community partners for all of their donations. You're welcome.
Thank you, Kelly. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Up next is Doug Thorne.
Thank you. Tonight, the administration is seeking approval of a master contract with the Elkhart Teachers Association covering the period between July 1, 2023 through June 30, 2024. On October 16th, a tentative agreement was reached with the negotiation team for the Elkhart Teachers Association. The tentative agreement was ratified by the ETA members on October the 27th. Pursuant to Indiana law, a copy of this tentative agreement was posted on the Elkhart Community Schools website on November 7th, 72 hours prior to a meeting held by this board on November the 10th for the purpose of allowing the members of the governing body to discuss the terms of that tentative agreement. The proposed tentative agreement contains the following revisions to the agreement that expired on June 30th of this year. First would be an increase in compensation, which would be based upon a teacher receiving an evaluation of effective or highly effective in the teacher's most recent evaluation. A teacher who, with this rating, will move one level on the salary schedule based upon their evaluation results. A teacher who earned a content area master's degree subsequent to November 15, 2022 will move to the master's degree column. Teachers who employ the Elkhart Community Schools for more than 120 days during the prior school term will also advance one level on the salary schedule. Levels on this teacher's salary schedule were increased by $500. However, teachers who were rated ineffective or improvement necessary are not entitled to any increase in compensation. Newly hired teachers with no prior experience and a bachelor's degree will, effective with approval of this contract, have a starting salary of $44,000. And newly hired teachers with no prior experience and a master's degree will have a starting salary of $47,000. In the area of health and dental insurance, the school corporation has agreed for this agreement to cover 75% of the premium increase. In addition to those changes, the agreement adds a retention stipend and has made improvements to the attendance incentive for teachers, increased the pay for teachers to participate in professional development activities outside of the regular work year, and agreed to cover fees paid to the Indiana Department of Education for license renewal. Finally, the contract will contain a binding arbitration clause for grievances related to interpretation of the master contract. This agreement, if approved by the board, will expire on June 30th, 2024. And tonight, again, we're seeking your approval of that agreement.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion from the board? Is there any questions or comments from the audience? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Mark, you're up next.
Yes, Madam President and members of the board, each year at this time, we come to you with Elkhart Area Career Center agreements. We have agreements from 9 sending schools in the packet this evening. They have been executed by superintendents and board members at other districts. We recommend all of those for your approval.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion from the board? Is there any questions or comments from the audience? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Welcome back, Doug.
Thank you. In the area of board policy, tonight the administration is presenting for preliminary consideration proposed revisions to the compensation plan for administrators. The proposed compensation plan changes provide for a $2,500 increase in the salary ranges for administrative positions, which would be equivalent to the increase in base salary for teachers, an increase in the daily rate paid to less than 12-month administrators when they perform duties outside of the regular work calendar, and also authorizing 12-month administrators to work from home when school buildings are closed due to inclement weather. In addition to the proposed revision to salary ranges, we are recommending that wage salary ranges for 2 currently existing administrative positions be added to the administrative schedule. One would be for the freshman division principal. The other would be for the principal of the Alternative Education Emotional Disability Program, which is presently housed at Krista. In addition to that, we are proposing a new administrative position, which would be the supervisor of early childhood. Copies of the position descriptions for each of these 3 positions are included in your packet. Again, this is being proposed this evening for preliminary consideration. Happy to answer any questions you might have regarding the proposed changes to this policy.
Is there any discussion from the board?
Just a quick clarification.
Yes.
Some of these aren't new positions. Some of them are just being kind of
They're-
retitled.
Yeah, 2 of the positions, obviously the freshman division principal, we had that for some time. The principal of the Alternative Education Emotional Disability Program also is a currently existing position, has been in place since that program opened, but neither one of those were added to the salary schedule at the time that they were created. The only new position would be the supervisor of early childhood.
Is there any other discussion by the board? Any questions or comments from the audience? Okay. Next agenda item then, Doug.
Yes. The next would be presenting for further consideration proposed revisions to Administrative Regulation DLC, which covers expense reimbursement related to attendance at conferences, and also establishes a more clear and detailed procedure to be followed prior to obtaining board approval for attendance at conferences. This was previously presented to the board and presented again this evening for further comment and suggestion before it goes into place.
Is there any discussion from the board? Is there any questions or comments from the audience? Okay, thank you, Doug.
Thank you very much.
Amber?
Ready? I'm going quick.
You wanna put up the timer, please, and thank you.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, good evening.
My name is Amber Hart. I want to take these 3 minutes to highlight what I consider continued nepotism demonstrated within Elkhart Community Schools, as it relates explicitly to the lack of decisiveness while trying to identify a principal for Eastwood Elementary School. I just would like to know why we're not promoting Stacy Castile to principal. Stacy gracefully stepped up to fill Victoria Hayes' shoes 3 days before the start of the 2023 school year and has excelled exorbitantly. She's displayed leadership skills and implemented standards that set children up for success as they prepare to leave Eastwood and enter Northside, because that's very nerve-wracking. She has an incredibly impressive resume and is undoubtedly qualified from a parent and a professional perspective. Additionally, why has she been asked to complete several rounds of interviews for the position, including interviews attended by teachers and PTA authorities at Eastwood, who have all enthusiastically endorsed promoting her to principal? I just am curious, are we stringing this woman along for the fun of it? This leads me to my last inquiry. Why Andrew Graber? Why someone with less than 8 years of experience in elementary education to lead Eastwood? Although I've yet to secure an official contact within Wawasee Elementary Schools that can explain why Andrew Graber resigned mid-year, it was suspicious, and I would like to continue to investigate his departure. Rumors that I won't share here, but they're severe enough that they should be acknowledged or debunked before we appoint him to a position of authority, especially over someone as accomplished as Ms. Castile. Also, isn't there an open position at Woodland Elementary School, and couldn't we place him there? I just want to point out that nepotism ruins morale and trust. The fact that the authorities at Elkhart schools continue to ignore the vocal preferences of the community in favor of preferential treatment for family and friends is disturbing. As parents personally, we are exhausting all efforts to keep our children within the district. But watching genuine, dedicated, and qualified individuals get railroaded repetitively is beyond exhausting for us. We have 4 children in 3 schools. We're in 8 different sports, 2 summer trips that are planned, and multiple clubs. We are desperately trying to keep our children in Elkhart, but poor decision-making and closed-door conversations continue to erode the trust that we're pretending to have. And I just want to highlight how incredible Stacy Castile has been for Eastwood, and the fact that she stepped in 3 days before the school started and was able to be an amazing leader and lead the teachers, and the teachers have rallied behind her in the way that they have. And the fact that we haven't appointed her to official principal yet is just feels like a slap in the face. So here to support her and appreciate your time.
Thank you for your comments. Up next, we have Christine.
Hi, my name is Christine Parks. I work as a bus driver in transportation. In July, I brought a folder full of documentation to the superintendent concerning our trainer at transportation and the harassment that she does to different people. It is now November. It has been worse this week than it has ever been in the 2 years that I've worked in transportation. She has slammed doors and almost hitting other drivers to go scream at drivers. She was escorted out of the building on Friday for screaming at a coworker in the office. This is an ongoing issue that me and my fellow bus drivers need to have addressed and addressed soon. We are so worried about going to work and getting screamed at by somebody who's not even our supervisor. She's just the trainer. She's been very unprofessional. She yells over the radio. She doesn't train on a decent schedule. That's some of the complaints that I had brought to the superintendent back in July. This last week, I have witnessed her screaming at 2 other drivers. I have heard, because other drivers have talked to me, about how many times that she yells at them for shutting a door because it was in their walkway and it was unsafe. She screams at them because she just doesn't care to be professional. Another part of the problem is she has a poem on her wall concerning eagles and crows. I personally have overheard her calling all the bus drivers she doesn't like her little crows. The poem pertains to how crows ride on an eagle and peck, peck, peck. And the eagle just flies higher so the crows fall off and die. We have brought this up. The posting is still on her wall. She is creating a hostile work environment by her attitude, the way she talks to drivers, and the things that she's putting on the wall. We would like some help in getting her investigated because I know that many grievances have been filed, but nothing's been done to let us know, and she has not changed. I know it's not our business to know any punishments, but it feels to us drivers that she can do whatever she wants and we just have to put up with it. I am speaking on behalf of quite a few drivers because they're afraid of retaliation and losing their job. And I'm vocal about that something needs to be taken care of. And I just would appreciate if you, as the board members, could push the right people to help us settle this problem. Thank you for listening, and I hope you all have a good night.
Thank you for your comments. Well, this has been a record board meeting, so Mark, do you have anything?
Just to remind the board that the next regular meeting is November 28th.
Anything from the board? Well, I am excited to share that we are conducting our first round of interviews for the superintendent search this Friday. We have 6 candidates. We'll be narrowing it down to 2, and the second round interviews will be on December 1st. So that's very exciting news. Anything else before I